Hi, I'm Shirakawa from Horse Transport.
Yes, today.
Hi, I'm Shirakawa from Horse Transport.
Today, I'd like to film our company's new employee training.
Thank you for watching this video.
Now,
Was it Tanishi this time?
yes, it's practice for leading horses and for loading and unloading, right?
For people who have never done stable work at all, it's their very first time doing this kind of thing, so
That's right, exactly.
is it tough until you get used to it?
Well, since we're not really doing any actual training or anything, the basics honestly aren't that difficult. Of course, it really depends on the horse's individual personality, but if the horse is calm, it's honestly not that hard.
So it depends on the horse's personality?
Yes,
What kind of horses do you usually handle, Mokuno-san? Could you tell me a bit more about them, and what are they generally like?
today we're working with riding horses, so they should be pretty calm.
This time, just about one.
Today we were only able to borrow one horse, but I hope that in the future we'll be able to practice with several. Also, we'll be practicing how to put on the bit and things like that. Yes, it's definitely different from suddenly handling an active horse. It's much better to get used to it first, don't you think? I think it's completely different.
What exactly does putting on the bit allow you to do?
Well, it makes it simpler and easier to control or manage the horse, allowing for better handling.
So you always put it on when transporting the horse, right?
No, we don't put it on during transport because it would stress the horse out.
So the bit really does cause stress, huh?
That's right. We use it when unloading the horse. So then,
You put it on every time, right? The driver does that when unloading the horse?
yes, that's right. It's mainly for safety to make sure the horse can be properly controlled.
It's one of the first tasks for an assistant when working with horses, right?
Yes, by doing that duty, it's often the first time a newcomer gets to. It would be great if the hurdles before heading out could change a lot here too. Yes, even just a little. Well, maybe without so much tension. Of course, you do need to have some tension, but if it's your first time, the way the seniors pay attention is different, you know?
Yes, to put it simply, it's like letting someone drive a car without a driver's license.
That's right, yes. Yeah.
Well, the work we handle inevitably involves danger, so whether you know about this from the start or not.
But that's right. Well, the seniors also thoroughly and carefully explain the potential dangers, but as for OJT going forward,
Is there anything in particular or specific that you would like to add, mention, or further improve upon, such as perhaps brushing up on the OJT? Or is there something else you have in mind?
well, when it comes to handling horses, maybe some classroom learning. I'd like to further enhance the written materials and lectures. As for driving practice, I think we should all come together as a company to openly share our ideas and thoughts and figure out what kind of training we should build on going forward.
When you say lecture-style learning, specifically, what kind of things are necessary?
What kind of tools are required? Things like the names related to tack or how to observe a horse's characteristics.
It's also important to be able to read their emotions.
Yes, that's right.
What kind of personality do they have as animals? Well,
Basically, they're gentle, very gentle, but they do have a timid side. So if they get startled, since horses are such large animals, even a single movement can become a big action. They weigh around 500 kilograms, so any sudden movement can be significant.
that's why it's important to have knowledge about horses to prevent accidents like that.
Yeah,
Shirakawa-san, how did you go about studying?
yeah, at the time I did study on my own. Of course, there are books like veterinary medicine books for horses and such, but I also actively asked my seniors questions and learned from them. Also, in our in-house study sessions, we sometimes use current medical books and related literature as teaching materials. Also, in the present day, we gather any questions or concerns that everyone on site has on a regular basis and directly ask the veterinarians, who then provide us with answers.
I see, so there's a minimum amount of knowledge about horses that you absolutely have to remember. That becomes clear, yes.
First of all, you really have to understand just how dangerous these animals can be, and you need to protect yourself. At the same time, you have to minimize the risk and dangers for the people working with you. If a horse gets agitated or does something unexpected, it can end up injuring itself as well. So it's important not to scare or anger the horse unnecessarily. That's the first thing I want you to remember. Me.
The very first time President Shirakawa approached the horse, I was really surprised by something he did. He kept saying, hey, 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 as he got closer.
Oh, right.
What does that mean? Yeah.
Well, when you approach, it's partly to let the horse know there's a person here, that I'm here, so you don't startle it. It's also to give the horse a sense of security. That's what it means too.
Does this have any particular meaning?
No, not really,
So not this one?
right? Some people will quietly talk to themselves as they approach, some will speak directly to the horse, and others might gently click their tongue or softly whistle as they get closer.
Horses really prefer that, huh?
That's right.
I see.
Yes, people who handle horses. Those who work with them all usually tend to do those kinds of things.
I think it's really the same as with people, but each horse has a different breaking point or what irritates them. For example, some might get upset if they can't do something or if something is missing, and there are all sorts of individual differences like that.
That's right. Basically, I think the things that irritate people and horses aren't all that different. But because their sense of smell and hearing are so different from humans, there are aspects where they're not the same. There are also stresses that humans can't even perceive. Also,
Like, isn't there ever a lack of weight or something like that?
because they have their own preferences, yes, that's definitely the case.
There are things they don't like?
They won't eat things they dislike. They're really skillful. Even with tiny things, they'll pick them out and avoid eating them.
I've seen that happen at your ranch, as well as in various different scenes when people are feeding horses. Sometimes, if I understand correctly, the feed is actually mixed together, right?
Yes, basically, we mix the feed so that they'll eat it properly.
That's something you have to think about.
Yes. Or if you go back further, things like bran, yes, there are those too. Yeah, sometimes they'll only avoid the yenbaku or only avoid the bran. Yes.
That seems a bit childish, doesn't it? Right?
Yes, it's more about likes and dislikes.
So you have likes and dislikes, huh? Well,
Basically, I don't really have any.